Hey Marshall, just taking a look at this. I'm not sure what program you made it in, but it looks pretty pixelated. This is something that you would probably make in InDesign. And if you make it in InDesign, it'll be vector based, so it won't look pixelated when you export out a high res PDF. So you'll have to do a print quality PDF. There are settings when you're exporting out the PDF that are, you can do a high quality, so you definitely need to make sure that you have it on the correct setting. I would say this background, I like it, but I would say it looks pixelated. You might want to make sure that's vector, try to vectorize it, or just clean it up, or export out another file type that isn't blurry. Maybe you just didn't export it high resolution. Plus, it's not really filling in the entire 8.5 by 11. Well, maybe it is. I don't know, 8.53 by 11.41. I'm not sure why it's this size. Make sure you have an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. There shouldn't be any bleeds on your file. And just remember that this is going to be printed on a regular printer, so there will be a white border about 1/8 of an inch all the way around the 8.5 by 11. So design your design and lay out your canvas in InDesign. Here it is. Let's go into InDesign if I can get it to work. For some reason it won't. InDesign, here we go. So we just do like new file. We'll go under print and then go to letter. If you need to change this to inches, you can, but it should be 8.5 by 11. 1 or 2 pages, probably uncheck facing pages. You don't need to do any bleeds or anything like that, and then you just push create. And this is what you would make your design on. You know, you do your file place to bring in your images. You can resize images here with the free transform, move things around with the selection tool, that kind of thing. You've worked in here before, but you know, you might want to make sure you're in Window Workspace, Essentials Classic, and then make sure your Properties panel is open when you're working in here. That helps a lot. But yeah, I would just say, like, I like the concept, but honestly, it just needs a lot more refinement. Also, you have education, work experience, college honor roll student 2022. Okay. So take a look at some of those examples in Brightspace and really maybe try to make it like the design of it and the layout similar to what we have in there. You can also look online, but it really does help to look at examples of other resumes that other people have done. So let's see, is that in week 11? Here's some resume examples in week 11. So you can take a look at these. Some of these are past students, and you know, they turned out okay. This is Cindy's. Most of them have pictures of themselves with their information, skills, experience. She does have non-design related jobs, but I think she may have listed the design ones first and then the other ones last. And she did try to just kind of use the other jobs to highlight her soft skills, which are communication, time management, organizational skills, teamwork, and managerial skills or leadership skills. So the soft skills are important to also highlight. It's not all technical. It's not all about, like, I did this design job and I know how to use all these programs. It's also like, I'm a good worker, I'm a hard worker, I'm on time, those kinds of things. And you can use your other jobs that you do to kind of highlight some of those things that, you know, some of those softer skills. So so this is Cindy's. You know, hers is okay. I did like these two examples. I thought they were pretty nice looking. The font pairs are nice. She did use a little bit of color, but not too much, just one color, splash of one color. Also, she's using like a serif font, like a Helvetica or like a, I'm not quite sure exactly what serif this is, but it's just a nice, clean, modern looking font. And then she has boxes to kind of visually segment out her different informations. And then she has it, you know, she has split it up into like 2 columns, basically. One column here, and then one smaller column here. And then she included like a nice little round picture of herself. So I think that this is a good way to do it. And the way that it's just clean. She got it all on one page. And she even put a little infographic here of like, you know, these slider things. And that's kind of fun too. So I think, you know, maybe trying to go this route and just go clean with it and maybe not have the filled in background. Because that filled in background, you could keep it, but it does make the text a little harder to read, especially for older people with poor eyes. So you might want to keep the white background. Maybe you can still take some of these colors out of this color scheme and inject them into something that looks a little bit more cleaner, and just like maybe a little bit more modern, and try using columns. So this is one fat column and this is one skinny column. This is basically 4 columns, but this column takes up 3 of the columns, and then there's one here. So if that makes any sense. But anyway, yeah, good start, a decent start. Pretty rough for the rough draft should be a little bit more polished than this. So I am going to kind of dock for that, and it's a little bit late. It looks more like a thumbnail to me. Like I keep getting rough drafts from you that just look a little bit too rough to be a rough draft, if that makes sense. They look more like thumbnails to me. But I know that you'll get it done. So anyway, yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Have a good rest of your Sunday.